A very good afternoon to you, our viewers. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Point Sport Extra. And it's important for us to give you this breaking news. Tobi Amusan of Nigeria, of course, what other country does he represent? Has just qualified for the finals of the 100-meter hurdles at the World Championships in Tokyo. Less than 30 seconds ago, she won her second semi-final heat with 12.36 seconds, winning that particular heat easy, dusting the other girls, making it to the finals. And the final is going to be by 2:40 p.m. Nigerian time. We won't be online by that time, but hey, you can monitor wherever you are watching from. Tobi Amusan, we have the opportunity. She's the world champion, of course. She has the world record. I beg your pardon. She has the world record. She'll be having the opportunity of clinching another title. Remember, she did it in Oregon in 2022, and she may just be doing it again this time around in Tokyo, in Japan. She's the world record holder, and you know, with the world record comes a $100,000 cash prize gift. So if it happens that she's able to break that record she set the last time around, who knows, she may be getting another $100,000 cash prize gift. But the good news, though, is that Tobi Amusan has qualified for the finals of the 100-meter hurdles at the World Championships holding in Tokyo, Japan. Anytime we watch that race together, welcome on board. How did you see that 12.36 seconds of glory? Absolutely brilliant. No questions, no doubt about, our capabilities, I beg your pardon. So no doubt, we expect that to be in the final. It's expected, and I'll be on my seat or my phone watching, expecting her, to get to the podium. Hopefully, gold medal. She has what it takes to be there, and she is where she should actually be. So I hope that this will be, what's going to trend, and yeah. It's probably trending right now because, it just happened. People will be posting, sharing, and her pictures will be everywhere right now. She's gotten to finals. She won the heat. The semi-final heat, most importantly. Oh, yes. This season has been, quite topsy-turvy for her. Good times, bad times. She hadn't been at that peak she used to be in the past. And, people are really wondering if Tobi still had it in, especially with the controversy of what happened recently with... So that's why I said, this is what should trend. Oh, okay. Now Tobi, trended for negative reasons or for controversial reasons. Let's say controversial reasons. Yeah. But now she's definitely trending for positive reasons because she just showed the world that guys, it's still me. She was the first one in the heat. She was eating the calmer and telling people to just calm down. Yeah. She didn't do anything this time around. More like just hug the other girls and let's see by 2:40. Can she win? Can she win anything? Oh, she has everything it takes to win. You need to see a reaction after this this race. She wasn't all that joyful. In quotes, she wasn't all that too excited because there's a final around 2:40 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sure she has a mindset on that final, and I expect nothing less but gold from her. I expect nothing less from but first. All right. Anytime expecting nothing, other than gold, that's the only color we want. Remember after the controversy that happened with a video that went viral on social media, the AFN. No. We aren't exactly talking about the AFN said the guy that are sponsoring our the shirt of all the Nigerian participants at the World Championships was coming from that particular sponsor. They didn't pay us. I won't be mentioning their name. But that they'll be paying the bonus of $30,000 for Nigerians who get gold, and $20,000 if you get silver, and $10,000 if you get bronze. I know the Nigerian government will do something too for athletes who win stuff. It may be a festival of dollars for Tobi Amusan. Oh yeah, a festival of dollars, like you say, for Tobi Amusan. Quite right. You understand? She deserves it when she wins or if she wins. But I would say I'll stick to when she wins. Permit me to be when she wins. However, so because you're paying me $30,000, $20,000 I'm representing you. I'm going to, because once I get the first, it's your name on my, and it's $70,000 too if you win. Yeah. So however, from the World Championship, excuse for you to give me something not comfortable to wear. You understand? That's not an excuse. You understand? If you're a top brand, act like a top brand. You understand? So, because at the end of the day, the old backlash would come to the Nigerian Federation. You understand? And quite right. You understand? Because every now and then we get to see this, we get to hear this. Every now and then there's this controversy. Before we came on, here, I was talking about the fact that a Nigerian athlete was washing stop laughing. Somebody was washing his kids after an Olympic.
For that matter, in Olympic.
During the Olympics.
During the Olympics. Thank you. And somebody, because it shouldn't be Nigeria
as a washerman now.
It shouldn't be Nigeria all the time, you understand? Like, you have what it takes to get the best kit ever. Anyway, recall the Super Eagles kit sold out for, in
couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Interestingly, for the Super Falcons, they did also get their training kits. They were putting on other jerseys.
Yes, it was delayed. Morocco. You understand? It was delayed, and thank God
why always
got
kits?
It. Why always kits and why always Nigeria? I think my rebellion telling me will be filming right now, because the why always this
should be Nigeria
taking the shine from him. It should be him saying why always me, but that's his stuff, you understand? But now it's about Nigeria all the time. So I just want us to get things right. I want us to get things right.
We are actually supposed to start with the front page of Point Sports Extra, the print version, but we have to give you that breaking news and a short analysis of what was going down in Tokyo, especially and as it pertains to a Nigerian, not just a Nigerian, a world record holder. Aye! Can you beat that? We're moving on to the front page of Point Sports Extra now, and there's a man who is also making a return, even though the name on the back of his jersey was the wrong one, but he took it like that. Interestingly, in the death of that particular game, he stood up, faced the pressure, and beat the pressure. I'm talking about Kelechi Iheanacho playing for Celtic. Celtic fans were angry that their club did not do enough to get quality signings, and their manager Brendan Rodgers, you know him, former Liverpool manager and former Leicester City manager, was equally talking about the fact that somebody didn't do his job and all that. But Kelechi will probably, decided to keep all his talking for the pitch. In the 96th minute, Celtic had the penalty. New man, new club. He put the ball on the ground, hit the ball into the net, gave his team 3 points. Kelechi Iheanacho, remember my name. Yeah, remember my name. When you were speaking, I was, doing like that. I recall, 2013. The tournament, and that was his style. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good one to start. To start a new life. It's a new start for him. In Scotland. He had a really tough time with Sevilla. He went on loan and then came back. From loan, and still couldn't find his way into the starting 11. Couldn't find a way into the plans of the club. However, now he's in Celtics in Scotland and he has started with a go. I hope this will not be the highlight of his time. No, I'm being serious. I just hope this will not be the best.
Be the best. I want to see more of Kelechi Iheanacho. Kelechi Iheanacho has what it takes to be the best, actually, because coming from Manchester City and then to Leicester City
at a young age.
Yeah, at a young age. I just hope that this will not be his best. I want to see more of him. I hope he's injury free, and then because we really need somebody to step up. Somebody, when I say step up in the Super Eagles, we need somebody to step up. Someone of that caliber. You understand? Because it's been in and out of the Super Eagles. I can't recall if he was in this.
No, he wasn't in this particular one.
I think if he does well, he might get a recall. He might get a recall. You never know. And I'm not sure if Celtics are they in the Champions League.
They got knocked out.
Okay, so regardless, there should be less pressure. There should be less pressure on Kelechi Iheanacho to perform. You understand? Because I know Celtics they're a big club, but there should be less pressure. I want him to actually do quite well. I hope he doesn't have a fallout with the manager. If I'm not mistaken, this is his former manager. He should be able to deploy him well, to get all the best from him. And coming to a what's it called now? A
different culture.
Yeah, that is not as tough. It's not as fast as the Premier League. It's not as rigid. Thank you very much. As even in the Spanish La Liga. I think this is actually time for him, to really find a place to settle and then just do his best. He has the experience. He has what it takes. He has the profile. You understand? So I think he can actually do quite well with Rodgers in Celtics. All right, still secure the front page. Hey, I know we made mention of it earlier, but hey, there's Tobi Amusan somewhere there, up there, in fact, saying that Tobi Amusan is seeking a second world title. Like I said, remember, she had got the world title the last time, and in that particular edition, she equally got the world record, not for kids, world record. Things of substance. These are gigantic, magnificent doings, not doing for kids. And the headline now has expired because there's a breaking news, like we made mention of a couple of minutes earlier, and Tobi is truly on course to getting a second world record. Moving away now from Tobi, still sticking on the front page, to the left side, there's an Ogazi who had a very
not too bright to receive, you ask me, in the 400 meters, and he said that he was injured, and he told the Nigerian team doctors, I'm injured, I cannot run. And they said, go there, go and run anytime. I'm injured, I cannot run. Doctors, go and run.
You know, we started this show talking about the positives and talking about Tobi Amusan. And then we talked about the fact that it should not always be Nigeria. You know, if it's not about kits, it's going to be about pay. It's not about pay, and now it's going to be about the doctors not doing this, not doing that. I recall it was with Sadiq Umar, Super Eagles, where we had an issue of injury, and the guy went to his club, and he was absolutely fine, wasn't injured. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to say negative things about our guys because, you know, they have first-hand information on what is going on, you understand? But telling him to run when it doesn't feel like running, I think that should, you know, that shouldn't come out from professionals, you understand? These guys are, you know, they are paid to do this job, they are professionals, we expect them to, because they could actually destroy his career if he gets, you know, injured beyond, you know, if you don't take care of the injury and he gets injured beyond what is nursing, you understand? So we don't expect things like that, because at the end of the day, it's going to bring about, you know, backlash to not just, you know, the country, but the association, because we expect that the people that are here are people, you know, top notch. They know what they are doing. So they need to answer, why did they tell him to run when he doesn't feel like running? He said he's injured. So why did they tell him to run? They should know better when a player, an athlete is injured, you understand? They should know better. So the big question is, why did they tell him to do that? Or it's just an excuse?
Okay. Interesting. We have lots and lots of stuff on the front page, but hey, we have to go now so that we can move into the other segments that we have for you. But trust me, we have quite a couple of things on that front page. Go out there, grab a copy from your vendor, and have a fantastic read and enjoy your day. Moving on, of course, we are still sticking with Tokyo 2025 in Japan, where the World Championships is currently going on. Yesterday, the fastest man in the world was crowned, but away from that, very quickly to the one that affects Nigeria and touches the 200 million African most populous country, is that there was a certain Sola Ajayi who was running in the 100-meter finals. The first Nigerian to run in the 100-meter finals for the first time since Olusoji Fasuba 17 years ago. In fact, he ran his PB in the semi-finals, coming second only by a split of a second. Guess who he came second to? Noah Lyles, the Olympic champions. And in that particular race, he was only a few seconds away from beating Noah Lyles. That alone would have been a stupendous headline to use.
Absolutely.
But he got into the finals, came sixth. I mean, that finals was a final for ages, man. The likes Oblique Seville that eventually won the finals. There was Keshain Thomas that came second, almost becoming the second man these days. There was Noah Lyles who came third. And of course, they are dragging, you know, Noah is a, you know, people are dragging. They said they were asking if he had COVID. And a lot of them now, there was King Kenny, Kung Fu Kenny Bedranak, who did not medal at all and was holding his head. It was Kenny that has even been dubbed the second man. He's always coming second. But this time, bro had nothing. There was our own Sola Ajayi who came sixth. Akani Simbani of South Africa came seventh. And guess what? 200-meter Olympic champions Letsile Tebogo, popularly known as Schoolboy, got disqualified in that final. You know, he first started, he got a record. He didn't even just, you know, let's go easy.
Well, he knew what he was in for anyway, so he could just have, boys painful. Now, I understand the fact that, you know, people get to, you know, banter. I think social media just gives, you know, people the liberty to say all sorts, but we need to, you know, we can't discredit the fact that these guys have gone through a whole lot to get to the finals. And when you get to the finals, you know, when you are, you know, shoulder to shoulder against the likes of Tebogo, Seville, you know, Noah Lyles, like it's a different spirit. It's a different spirit. You understand the fact that, you know, Kainsala came second against.
In the semi-finals.
In the semis, you know, it shows you the quality. It shows you the talent. But then beyond the quality, beyond the talent, beyond, you know, all that it takes, another thing is the mentality. It's the, you know, I don't know the word to use right now, but at that stage, at that moment,
on the big stage,
exactly, you need to be in the right frame of mind.
For those seconds.
Now, I think for me as a Nigerian and every other person, it's a big one for Councillor Ajayi. And, you know, we are really, really, really proud. I am proud because it's the first time in like 17, 18 years.
17 years.
Yeah, that we are getting to the finals. And, you know, it's a big one. I just want to say that this is not the... Excuse me, this is not the end of the road for him. There are more races to run, and I'm absolutely confident that if he continues this way, they are going to have somebody to compete with, and that person is Councillor Ajayi. They are going to have somebody on the headlines week after week, tournament after tournament. But, you know, big ones to Seville, and congratulations to him. Yeah, that's what we want.
Big man Usain Bolt was in the crowd screaming his head off and tapping his manager, as you know, when they are running and they are like, oh my goodness.
But I expect someone like Usain Bolt to that. I sure
he was you could see the videos are everyone online. Yeah. I mean, we can't play them because we don't have the right to them, but hey, it was then when he saw that it was Jamaica 1 and 2, he just turned, and he really pitied Tebogo too, because he was oh my goodness, the cameraman, that guy needs an extra pay, because the way he caught him trying to pick, and he saw the guy looking like, oh, Tebo, sorry for you. But it's good one for Jamaica, by the way. Jamaica won. And the first time in a while now that a Jamaican is winning the 100-meter world, at the World Championships, because it's been Noah Lyles now 3 times. So I think he has the right to brag, because world champion, Olympic champion, big boy. But, you know, sometimes these Jamaican boys are not. And it's Oblique Seville, who people had said, can he win it? A lot of persons have said it's not for his type and all of that. And he tore his clothes in celebration. Absolutely. He tore his clothes in jubilation. He didn't see it coming at all, because there are too many big boys there. All right, moving on very quickly now. There are a host of other Nigerians at the World Championships. Unfortunately, none of them has been as hot as Councillor Ajayi, and of course now with what happened today now with Tobi Amusan, nobody has actually had it this good. We had our man, what's his name again now? Oh my goodness, name just escapes my mind at the moment. Who didn't make podium as well in the final, go to the finals. There was no Ese Brume in the final at all. In long jump, she didn't even make the final at all. Shadi Olatoye too. Didn't even make top 10. We didn't have too many Nigerians there. It's looking like it's looking the way it has always looked for us in a while now. And we don't even have a favor Philly to fight for us in 200 meters. So it's really just Toby and Toby alone, really.
Oh well, we need to still give kudos to Toby, you know, through the thick and, you know, everything, she's still, you know, she's still here with Nigeria. And regardless of the fact that, you know, I can't use the word, but the controversy last just some days ago or thereabout, regardless of, you know, the kids issue and, you know, what have you, she's still here, you know, flying the flag high. So I think, the shoulders, the expectations, everything rests on her shoulder, and I'm sure that everybody, including the athletes who are still, you know, in Tokyo presently, would be there going in for her around this day, 2:40. I'm not mistaken.
2:40 p.m.
They're going in for her, but
she's the captain too, by the way. Of the Nigerian side.
Absolutely, she has to be the captain. But we hope that, you know, come next tournament, we would have more and more. This can't be the end of it for Nigeria, and this can't be the end of it for our athletes. You know, they keep doing this year in, year out. I'm sure these guys will go back to the drawing board and, you know, figure out what is it we did right, what is it we do wrong, and we did wrong, I beg your pardon, and then do the right things. Yeah, so good one for them. But I hope that the association, the federation, and whoever is in charge of, you know, the athletics body, they actually need to get things right, and it's high time they did. You know, it's high time they did. They should get
in the 100 meters of the women's competition. The usual big girls. I mean, by the way, it was bye-bye to Mommy Rocket. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, that was her last race in athletics. She was calling it quits. She made it to the finals, didn't medal. Congratulations to her. Shekari Richardson, she won this particular race the last time around. She was the world champion, no longer the world champion. Interestingly, a fellow American is the new world champion. This lady has held it down this season, beating everybody this season. Melissa Jefferson Wooden has gotten it this season, and people have asked, can she do it at the Worlds? Can she do it at the Worlds? Can she do it at the Worlds? She not only did it, she did a championship time of 10.61. Coming in second is the youngest to ever medal ever in the history of athletics at the Worlds, Tina Clayton, yes, her mother was there in the crowd celebrating. Remember, they are twin, Tia and Tina. The other one couldn't make it, unfortunately. But hey, these girls are the future. Shelly Ann is going or has gone, and there's Tina there who is going to be taking it up from her, the queen to the princess. Coming in third is the 100-meter Olympics champion. Yes, Juju, like they call her, Julian Alfred. Interestingly, or unfortunately, I think I'll prefer unfortunately, she got injured after that, and she would not be running in the 200 meters. So sad for Juju. She got something out of it though. She got a bronze. She's still the 100-meter champion at the Olympic level. The girls doing it on a big stage, and you know, when you're on that stage at that level, just those few seconds, just
you know,
and it's gone. Before you, it's gone.
It's a matter of time, and then the nerves too. So I think it was the first semis for the 100 meters hurdles that we watched earlier, and we saw somebody, you know, false start. So it's all about, you know, it's all about timing, speed, and then the nerves. The way you start matters most, and how you finish matter more. So yeah, the girls are still doing it, yeah, that's it.
All right, that's all for us on the World Championships. Remember, it's still on, and there's still days, a couple of days left to be ending sometimes later this week, 17th, 18th. Yeah, let's move on to football. I know that's what many of us want to hear. The Manchester Derby. Was there anything I was asking? I think it was anything I was asking last week to predict what's going to happen.
Did I give a prediction?
Guess what happened? A demolition, a bashing, a teaching, a schooling of Ruben Amorim, who said, I will not change my style. Beat me. I don't go tired. What will make him tired of losing? He's too comfortable.
It's already too late now, so it's not going to.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's already too late. It's not going to change.
It's already too late.
He has said that it's not going to
change. It won't change.
So I think, you know, it's an absolutely.
Is that the right thing to even say? Sorry, Anyton. Is it right for you to keep losing, and you now came on air to say, I will not change?
He's in the best position to answer that.
I will not change.
So I don't think it's right. I don't personally. I do not think it's right. You know, he said that he's going to stick with his formation. You know, using like 5 defenders on the pitch, 2 midfielders, and then 3 attackers. He said that it's not going to change. However, something interesting happened yesterday during the game. After 3-0, he brought on what's his name, Kobe Mino, and then there was Kobe Mino, Manuel Ugarte, and Bruno Fernandes on the pitch. At that point, he had 3 midfielders, and at that point, Bruno Fernandes was you know, giving that room liberty to go
move
forward.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Manchester United started getting chances upon chances.
Looking dangerous.
They started looking dangerous. You know, they missed. Unfortunately, they couldn't score at least a consolation.
Mbeumo.
Yeah, Mbeumo tried, what's his name? Ahmad, a couple of them. And then Patrick Dogu, who had most of the opportunities for Manchester United and most of the space, didn't make, you know, good use or proper use of them. However, I think that should be a sign to Ruben Amorim that you can actually change your formation. You can't bring in your best player of last season and then you stepping back a bit to play a more defensive role, and you don't have somebody
being attacking.
Exactly.
It's not like you have a solution.
Exactly. I don't understand what's going on.
Yesterday there was complaints that this guy has spent about 200 million this summer alone, and the season is not even looking good.
It's not looking good, and I don't think it will look good for Manchester United. It's not a curse, but it's what it is. Because yesterday I saw Manchester United. I think Manchester United fans need to really admit, apart from the fans, the coach himself needs to admit that this is a mid performance. In short, it was below mid performance. Manchester City were not the
special. Exactly. I was about saying that the scoreline did not reflect. Yeah. Even Rodri was losing balls.
Exactly.
The Ballon d'Or was losing balls.
Not
like
spectacular.
A baby player.
No, this brings. I'm sorry, I had to bring this in. I know we have not gotten to that match yet, but I have to bring it in. The game between Liverpool and Burnley was yesterday. Yeah, that was the first game yesterday.
Yeah,
you need to see the way Burnley played. They were defensive against Liverpool, but compare that to what they played against Manchester United. They weren't defensive. Now, what's the difference? Manchester United had a whole lot of chances, but they failed to convert the chances. Now, they saw that this Manchester United are not, going to convert these chances. They came all out. That was the same thing that happens against Fulham. So when you have chances and you don't convert them. Exactly. And then the fear factor again. The fear factor is not there for Manchester United. That's the difference between Liverpool and because Man U would not convert their chances, but they would concede to opponents. So that's different. So bringing it back to the game against Manchester City yesterday, Manchester City were not spectacular.
They were not spectacular.
Sorry to
no,
say.
they were not.
Yes, but the individual brilliance from, the likes of
Erling Haaland,
Doku, and then Phil Foden, who cannot stop scoring against Manchester United. Really need to give kudos to him. That's just it. That's it. And then, Manchester City were actually not going to lose that game. They were coming from two defeats, two consecutive defeats. Yeah. And this is the Manchester United side.
That is ready for the taking.
Exactly. They are just there wobbling, and then you don't know what you get today. Casemiro was on bench. I didn't expect Casemiro to be on bench, but then all goes back to the coach. And
I love this editor.
And we might get to see the next, manager out of the Premier League. It could be.
Are you saying? You think he may get sacked?
I think he may get sacked if he keeps losing like this. If he continues like
this. The only win United have had so far in the league this season was the one against Burnley in the last minute. Yeah. That was actually a penalty. If that penalty didn't come, it would have been 1 point both for the two of them. Moving on very quickly, you've heard about Liverpool already. They could have drawn that game, but for the same mistake, I don't know what Parker is telling his boys, because it happened against last game week. It happened where Anthony pulled Ahmad and United got a penalty at the death, of course, scored by Bruno Fernandes. You don't pass a gift to a man and reject it. The same gift was given to Mo Salah yesterday. I'm particularly glad because he was the captain of my FPL, and every day I was looking at a bad day and they gave me a good day. Very quickly, moving on, Chelsea, they drew against Brentford. Brentford had not been spectacular. I won't be taking too much of time on that because we have to go around Europe. Chelsea, somehow Cole Palmer is back, by the way. He scored a goal. He was injured, but he scored a goal. But Enzo Maresca, this was supposed to be his year. After doing well last season to a good extent, he gave them a European trophy. He gave them a European trophy. And we all thought, okay, this is your year. You've signed. He's a signing man. Yeah. And you are playing against the Brentford that is not spectacular. Moving away from that as well, we're going to be talking about the fact that Arsenal Football Club of England, they had a great day for themselves on Saturday. Zubimendi, a man who doesn't really know how to score because he scored 10 goals last season, got 2 in one game. He didn't just score 9 goals, spectacular goals. Zubi the boy, of course, the new boy, Victor Gyökeres, had the opportunity of scoring as many goals as possible, but eventually got one for himself and his FPL lovers. Moving on very quickly to Spain, where there was no pain in Madrid, because Real Madrid somehow beat Real Sociedad at home. Yes, 2-1, and that man is in absolutely phenomenal form at the moment. He gets one shot on goal, he buries it. I'm talking about another person, but the French whiz kid himself, Kylian Mbappe. Anytime, 10 seconds, Kylian Mbappe got the goal. There was a second goal by Arda Güler, but that game was majorly about Kylian. It looks like 2026, that Ballon d'Or race is going to be really tight. Yeah, it's going to be really tight. But another thing, before I go there, I think we should, kudos to Kylian Mbappe. He scored, I think, more than the games he has played for both country and club. However, the decider for Ballon d'Or is not just individual brilliance. As we have seen, a couple of times, they need to win. And what do they need to win? They need to win the Champions League. So the big question is, can Real Madrid win the Champions League? Can they win the La Liga? At least, which will give him, put him in a good position to win the next Ballon d'Or. You understand? But he has what it takes to win it. But it's been a big, big addition. I think he has been too criticized by fans because they expect him to do everything. He's a marquee signing. Exactly. He should step up. They expect him to step up, but they are forgetting the fact that this guy has scored even almost, if not more, than the matches he has played. You understand? And he was the highest scorer last season in La Liga, and then they just keep blaming him because Real Madrid did not win any trophy. I don't think he can do more than he has done. Every other person needs to step up. Well, however, this is a fresh start for Real Madrid with a new club and with a new coach. I beg your pardon, and then there are some new players infused into the team. So let's just see how it goes. You understand? No Lamine Yamal, no problem for Barcelona as they scored 6 goals past Valencia. It was just 1 in the first half, but in the second half it was a drubbing. 5 goals were scored in the second half. 2 goals by the old war horse himself, Robert Lewandowski, the man whose Ballon d'Or was cancelled because of COVID-19. The UEFA Champions League is back this weekend. It made mention of it earlier. That is where the big boys come to rumble. If you are not a big boy, you should not be there. And if you are a big boy, that is where you should show your mettle, because that stage is only for the top and the top and the top of players. On this note, we'll be saying a very goodbye to everyone on this show. You'll be joining us next week, Monday, for another bumper package here on Point Sports Extra. A very big thank you to Anyton Daramola for being a part of this show. A big thanks to the guys behind the scenes, pressing the right buttons and doing the right adjustments. The big head of thanks, though, belongs to you out there, our viewers, because like I always say, we are here because you are there. My name is Shegun. I say now, it was a fantastic week out of trouble, and God bless you.